Whew. Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Look, there's not too much news that's circulating around at the moment, but what I am seeing a lot on social media, which is not too drastic, of course, it's understandable, of course. What I'm seeing is a lot of people wanting Pochettino out immediately. They want the club statement coming out immediately. And they don't understand why this particular manager is still at Chelsea Football Club managing the football club. Look, all I'm going to say is that I don't think Pochettino is going to get sacked this season for multiple reasons. And I'm going to list some of those reasons. And then we're going to go through a particular insider information coming from Max, whose main account is PYS on X. So we'll go through that particular information, and there's a lot of stuff that really annoys me in that particular piece of information. So before we do that, as I said, I don't think Pochettino is going to get sacked this season for multiple reasons. One being financial implication is a bit of an issue. You're going to have to pay Poch some level of compensation, and I don't know whether our football club is in any position to pay any level of compensation, knowing that financial fair play is looming, and we do need to get a lot of players out of the football club by 30th of June this particular year. And, getting rid of Pochettino would mean you're going to incur unnecessary losses. Something that we probably should have done 2-3 months ago. Right now, it's probably too late. We've already played the Carabao Cup final. It would have been nice to have a different manager in the Carabao Cup final, but it's not to be. In FA Cup, look, I don't expect us to win the FA Cup one bit. As soon as we get tied up against a bigger opposition, we're going to lose that. Potentially in the semi-finals, who knows? Let's see what we can do against Leicester in the quarterfinals as well. Leicester are no mug. They're coming first in the championship, but we were able to take care of Leeds, who were coming second. So financial implications, I mean, what else? What's there to achieve this season? We're going to potentially finish 11th, 10th, maybe at best 9th. We're not going to get European places this particular season. We're about to repeat what we did last season. And look, in my perspective, I don't think changing a manager right now is the be-all or the end-all. There's far greater issues than just changing the manager right now. I think the issues start from the top. They stem from the top, from the owners, their model. This whole youth policy, this project that has flopped for almost 2 years now. They need to start changing their vision and their approach. Then they need to get adequate sporting directors. So manager, it comes after a lot of issues that you need to go through from the top. But look, I'm not denying the fact that the manager is an issue. I never liked this particular manager. This manager should not have ever been a Chelsea manager. So, I'm not trying to advocate for Pochettino to stick around. All I'm saying is getting rid of him right now, I don't think is going to make much of a difference to our fortune. So, to all the people that are asking for a managerial change right now, honestly, it's not going to happen. No one's going to come in as an interim at the moment and get a lot out of this Chelsea team. I think a lot of players are soon going to clock out. The only thing that's going for us, as I said, is the FA Cup. So look, that's a little bit about me, making a bit of observations in the community, where a lot of people wanting Pochettino out. It's just not going to happen this season. Now, let's go through this particular insider knowledge from Max, who, as I said, goes by the name of PYS, which is the main account. Do give him a follow on X. I keep saying Twitter. It's known as X now. Let's go through this because this is quite interesting. Before we do that, it's become a theme. A quick sip of the tea. Because what else do we have? The smiley face, the hand rubbing, all of that, that's disappeared. Now, there are significant doubts inside Chelsea that the club will reach a European spot. significant doubts. Like, come on, man. You're not going to reach it. Your only way of making into European spots is you got to win FA Cup. You're not going to make it to Champions League, that's for sure. You're not making top four. that's not even a conversation. Europa League spot, I think now it's too far away from us as well. It's going to be very, very difficult. In fact, it's impossible, to be honest. I can't see us making Europa spot. Can we even make Conference League? I'm starting to doubt that as well. So this whole thing about there are significant doubts, come on. There shouldn't be significant doubts now. Significant doubts should have been 2, 3, 4 months ago. The fact that there's only doubts now just shows that our hierarchy are not in tune, are not always clued in as to what is happening in reality. Figures at the club are worried that Chelsea will end up like last season and get to a point where nothing is to play for. It's already got to that point, in my personal opinion. I know there's still the FA Cup there, but we're not going to win the FA Cup. We're going to get knocked out. I'd say it'll be a miracle if we made it to the FA Cup final, because I think there's still some big heavy hitters available in the FA Cup. Man City's there, Liverpool's there. Even Man United, I know they got trounced by Man City just moments ago, but I still think Man United are probably going to be able to beat us. But look, for me, there is not too much to play for. So Chelsea will end up like last season. I'm already there. And get to a point where there's nothing to play for. People above have different views on Poch. This is what I don't understand. How could you still sit there and have a different view on Poch? It should be unanimous. It should get to a point where there should be cohesion. There should be complete agreement across everyone in that hierarchy. The fact that there's still different views, once again, just shows the shambolic state of our football club. This is what happens when you have too many cooks, too many chefs in the kitchen, too many cooks in the kitchen. I mean, I'm pretty certain by the end of the season, when the season wraps up and we are 11th, whatever, 10th, we're still going to have different views on Poch. I'm pretty sure there'll be some that'll be advocating inside Chelsea, advocating for Pochettino to stay on. But as I said, Poch isn't the biggest issue. He is one of the issues now, that's for sure. He's not the biggest issue. There are far bigger issues above Pochettino. Data analysts have raised concerns over performance lately. They felt we should have more possession against Leeds, 51 to 49%, and more shots. We also lost on XG. Liverpool in extra time was raised, with them dominating 41 to 59%, 39 to 61%. Look, once again, great usage of data and AI and this, that, the other. You know, these people are watching football matches on a spreadsheet, no problems. Yes, I agree. We should have far more control in a match. I barely see Chelsea Football Club ever control a match, ever. There's only been probably a handful of matches throughout this season where we've looked like we were in control. Predominantly, we've never been in control. Now, having said that, you want control in the team. You've selected a manager that is not known for possession-based football. You've brought in a manager that is known for high pressing, high intensity, more of a basketball type of game plan. Pochettino has never been known for possession, hold possession, don't give any of the ball away to the opposition. He's never been known for that. He's always been known as a direct type of a manager. Now, I've always said this team that we've assembled under these two directors, under this new ownership, it does give me the vibe of more technical players, and it gives me the vibe that you want them to play possession-based football. But once again, mismatch. You've gone ahead and you got in Pochettino. It seems like you didn't do your homework as to which manager you were getting. The only homework you did was that the manager supposedly does well with youth. That's the only criteria. The rest you absolutely overlooked. And now the data is showing you the mismatch. The club are using advanced models and tools to judge the progression of the team, a more simple but effective one in the attacking momentum graphs, which show you peaks of pressure throughout the course of the game. Losses to West Ham United, Brentford, Forest showed we dominated. Let me make one thing clear. The loss to Forest, yeah, that one, we did dominate. We didn't finish. Nicholas Jackson, I remember, still had an unbelievable opportunity to equalize. He didn't do that. We probably could have equalized and gone on to win that match. Brentford, let's not beat around the bush. That loss against Brentford earlier on, that was shambolic. That really was shambolic. We didn't dominate that game. I don't even recall us making some really, really big chances. Brentford knew exactly what they were doing, defending, and they countered with precision. West Ham as well. Look, West Ham as well. I think we had a lot of the ball, yeah. But once again, I don't know. I can't recall us creating some big chances. West Ham, once again, they were just very, very clinical whenever they got the opportunity. And they pounced on our mistakes. So look, once again, just some delusion, absolute delusionary views just based on data. It's as if they didn't watch the game. I only think Forest was the only game where we dominated, and we probably should have at least equalized, if not should have won. Chelsea's use of data models is why you hear generally that the club feel we should be higher in the table. We dropped a lot of points, 10 plus, earlier on in the season where we were dominating attacking phases and controlling important zones more regularly. Look, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There have been cases where we've played well, then we went to halftime and came back from halftime, and it's as if a totally different team came out in the second half. This theme has continued all throughout this season. I think there's a particular stats that's going around that if we were able to pick up points, let's say the match ended at halftime, right? If we were able to pick up the points up until halftime, apparently we'd be fourth. But once you look at the second half stats, apparently we're in the relegation zone. So, yeah, I mean, perhaps there is a point that we should be higher, but what is happening? What sort of conversations are happening? What's Pochettino saying? Why aren't these players motivated enough to finish off the task? We need to understand all of this. So, to a certain degree, I agree that the club should be a lot better positioned. No doubt about that. I said before the season started that we should be sixth. We should be aiming for at least top six finish. But here we are, 11th. As I always said, Iqbali has the final say on pretty much everything, especially the manager. Winstanley and Stewart could change things if both recommended change. They both recommended an eventual change to Potter, and it was approved. So, look, all of these things about Todd Bowley being in charge, that's false. I think ultimately Iqbali is the one that controls the show. Todd Bowley might be the face of the football club, and perhaps he was under control last season. But this season, without a shadow of a doubt, Iqbali has completely taken over. A lot of tweets that's gone around, a lot of posts on X that's gone around, and it's coming back to the surface when Thomas Tuchel last season, before he was sacked, there was a lot of issues that was happening internally, and a lot of the issues were actually between Thomas Tuchel and Iqbali, and it was Todd Bowley that was trying to smooth things out. So Iqbali is the one that is really driving the direction of this football club. And at the moment, a lot of questions need to be asked of Iqbali. A lot of the fan base need to rally together and get this guy to come out in public and explain the situation. What is your project? We talk about the project. This guy needs to come out and actually explain the project, and then also explain whether the project is actually doing well or not. Is there going to be any accountability? Is there going to be a change in the project? Are we going to have a different variation now? Iqbali, he's the one who's running this football club to the mud. He's the one who's bringing in all of these mediocre sporting directors in the likes of Winstanley and Stewart. He's the one who's doing all of this madness with a lot of youth players. Is he happy that we're 11th? 2 seasons in a row. We're in the mud. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know. These are just some of the inside information that's floating around. In my opinion, as I've been saying in recent times, we've entered the dark ages. We really have. The only way we get out of these dark ages is we need to snap out of whatever BS project that we're doing, whatever model that we've applied right now. We need to reassess and change our position, change our direction, change our objective of where the club needs to go. I don't think anything can be done right now. This is why I think someone like Pochettino, if he was to get sacked right now, what does it even matter? It don't matter one bit. But these things need to be resolved as soon as the season's finished. We need to assess how we want to approach from next season onwards. If we continue the way we are continuing, it's game over. It's going to be another mediocre season next season. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you felt about everything we spoke about. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for a live stream tomorrow. Until then, everyone, take care. See ya.